What's up, everybody? This is ReviewBox, and today we're going to be going over The Sims. And now, you know what? We're going to go over, just multiple games in The Sims. So I feel like, I don't want to say franchise, but actually, no, yeah, The Sims franchise, and pretty much just appreciating all the games that we played and, which ones are our favorite. And I think, obviously, our most favorite one is the one right here, The Sims Busting Out.
Yup.
Which, what was it? The first one to have a hot tub? No, it wasn't.
I don't know.
It did something.
It was the first one to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It did something different. But anyways, I am Nick, and this is my fellow host,
Alex.
And welcome to ReviewBox.
All right.
What's up?
Real quick. Growing up, I didn't know crap about games, right? Until I met this guy right here. And this guy, were you playing? You were playing the...
I was playing
Spider-Man.
I was playing Spider-Man 1 for PlayStation 1. And a funny story about that real quick is I would play it every day, and I was a little kid, so I would get pretty far, and then I would, go to play the next day, and I would just be back at the beginning. Because I didn't have a memory card, and I didn't know you needed a memory card. And I remember clearly I would sit there and be like, okay, I saved the game. But obviously it was like, no memory card, dumbass.
Start over every day.
Yeah, so I would start over every day. It was, it was something else.
So,
but anyways.
I forgot when then. Was this your first Sims, or you played on one before?
Okay, so the first Sims I've ever played was the very first one.
Okay.
But I didn't understand it. So for those who don't know, The Sims used to have story modes, which were so fun. They took them out in 3 and 4, I believe.
Yeah.
And you would start at your mom's. No, so you would open up and you're dreaming.
That was this one.
Was it this one?
I don't think all of them start. No, all of them didn't start the same.
Well, no. All of them don't all of them start where you're at your mom's house, and then you get a job. Well, anyways,
No.
I think this one starts where you have
You're dreaming.
Yeah, you're dreaming and you have a dream house or whatever, and then obviously you're gonna go in a hot tub with a girl, which is pretty crazy for a rated T game, and then you pretty much wake up to your mother telling you to get a job, and then you play the story mode.
Yeah, story mode is just you progressing on your job level.
Yeah.
And just until you just made it and you're rich.
Pretty much what the game wanted you, it taught you what life was all about, dude. It said get good in your career and have a couple friends along the way.
Yeah.
That was literally the game, and then you would unlock stupid items as you go on.
What a crazy game for it being rated T.
This one right here actually is split screen, and this was the first one where I actually understood how to play it a little better, and I would dive into it, and we'd build our houses and whatnot, and then this guy would come over and we would play it.
Yeah, this was my first. Yeah, this was my first Sims, and I found out about Sims through him, and when we started playing, I thought it was just the coolest thing ever, because you created your persona and then you lived your life. And what was good about it was that it was split screen, that it was multiplayer. And then,
you know what? It was diagonal split screen.
I thought it was vertical.
Really? I kid you not. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was this way.
Because I remember, I thought Herbs was that way.
Oh yeah, Herbs. Herbs is Herbs is something else.
That's a whole different Sims game. That was one of their side games, their spin-off Sims game.
Yeah.
Right? But
Herbs in the City.
With the Sims, I feel Sims is such a great game, especially with all their expansion packs, which some of them are hit or miss. But I feel one thing that the Sims should bring back that they don't have in the newer games is third person. Because it's a simulation, right? And you're controlling your character to go certain places. But I feel a third person would really be immersive in controlling.
Third person or first person?
Well, I mean, if you want
are
a
you
first
talking
person.
about? Are you talking about the third person where you actually can walk around?
Like Sims 2.
Yeah.
Sims 2 had third person. Yeah.
Yeah, where you can actually control the sim itself and go to the things. Because in Sims 4 they have first person,
but it didn't work.
But it's very stationary.
Yeah, it didn't work
in the sense of
you would think it would.
like you go to first person and you can only interact with what's in front of you,
Yeah.
and you can't just walk. And you know what? Something they took out, I think, I could be wrong. I don't know. I think it was, I forget which Sims it was, but where you can no longer control the dogs or the pets.
Oh,
When they
it
took
was
out
Sims
the
4.
pet, yeah, honestly, I was kind of upset that they
Because
took
Sims
that out.
3, you could control your pets.
Yeah, that was cool. And then you can make your pets get a job. And then another cool thing about Sims 3 that didn't jump into 4, and this can just be the issue of like the loading screen, but where you go to a neighborhood and then you can go into each house without a loading screen.
Yeah, that was a big like downside for the Sims 4, especially because the Sims 4 just came out with the DLC. It was like the For Rent DLC, and basically they're the apartments, but like your neighbor is like the apartment next to you or right above you, but you would have to go through a whole cutscene just to like visit their apartment.
Wait, really? You have to load in?
Yeah, you have to load in. Yeah,
That is
There's, like,
tedious.
if you have 4 apartments in one complex, and like the doors are like right next to each other, you have to load in just to go visit your neighbor.
Yeah, that needs to get fixed.
Yeah,
that kind of takes you out of the rent.
Like the immersion too, because
Yeah.
it's like I don't really like when the Sims For Rent DLC got announced, I was all for it, but then when I started playing it and I was like wanting to go to the neighbors and stuff like that, I was just like, dude, this sucks. So I just like moved myself out of the apartments and just lived in a regular home because I
Yeah.
didn't like that you had to go through a loading screen for each neighbor.
Yeah, it feels like yeah, from Sims 3 to 4 there was a lot of stuff that was gone. What I do like about Sims 4 is the amount of stuff that they keep coming out with,
Yeah.
but it also sucks that it took them so long to finally realize that, hey, like maybe something should be free. And then other things will make them like, expansions and whatnot.
Like especially with when they first came out with the Sims Pets, then they came out with the Sims Pet Stuff Pack.
And then The Sims My First Pet, right? Where it was
No, I thought it was just the Sims My Stuff Pack, because the Sims Stuff Pack came with like extra clothes for the animals, and it came with a hamster. And then it came with like a fish fish dining table or something like that. But yeah, there's certain packs that like should have been already included, because it's like now this $40 pack that you release, now it's getting like its own little add-ons for like $5-10, and it's just like,
yeah, that game for a game that doesn't have a battle pass, it sure does know how to like do its microtransactions in a way where it's like it's DLC, but it's like it's just so much DLC. Like, dude, it got to the point where I remember with The Sims 4, I forgot where I was working, but like every other week I would buy a new DLC.
yeah,
And to the point where like I would buy them and not even play them, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing?
just to have them.
Yeah, just to have them. Like, when
Just-
I ever get to it?
Yeah, just
When I get to it?
I think I would always get a DLC whenever like the sales went on.
Yes.
They always had a sale for like literally any event, So at this point, I own every single DLC that The Sims has to offer.
No, you don't, bro. Do
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah. Even the $5 ones. Okay,
That
there's a few
is
$5 ones.
insane.
There's a few $5 ones that I
Oh
don't
my
own because I think they're
gosh.
dumb. Like, but yeah, as of right now, I own all the expansion packs, all the game packs, and I think majority of like the stuff packs too. How many DLCs does it have? Because I feel like.
Okay. So-
wait, keep in mind, I didn't buy all of them at full price.
Okay, yes, but you know what? We're gonna release the numbers in that way. So this man right here. But you know what? Given it is.
You think about the release date
Okay,
though. Think about the release date.
I know. Okay, it is going to be a 10-year game this September. Okay, so it's still a 9-year game.
Yeah.
This man, to buy every DLC is rounded about $995 to own every DLC for The Sims 4, which he says he owns most of the DLCs.
Most of all
Now,
of them.
let's say he's bought in every single one half off, that's still about $450 that he spent on a game, on DLCs given. And then the base game, was 60 at the time, because I bet he bought the base game full price.
You know what though? Bro, you want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Whoa,
you
dude,
want to talk about
different,
spending
bro.
money? All right,
Bro.
It's not sidetracked.
Okay,
Anyways.
but you know what though? My Yu-Gi-Oh deck is still less than $995.
You said deck. You didn't. You forgot decks.
No,
bro.
no,
You forgot decks.
The main thing, the base game.
the
base game.
The starter deck.
But like my deck has gone down in price. I bet like at the highest, maybe my deck was like 400, but now it's like maybe like 250 or even less, to be honest.
Can you play Yu-Gi-Oh on The Sims?
No, you cannot actually. Did you know that Katy Perry was such a fan for The Sims that she did the song Firework, but in the Sims language?
No way.
And so it's actually in the Sims.
That's her?
That's her. So
What?
if you ever hear a Sims song that sounds like Firework,
Yeah.
that's actually still Katy Perry's
Because
voice.
I know The Sims has a lot of parody songs.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she was like a big old fan for it. That's sick as fuck.
Yeah, she's actually a big enough fan where she did that.
You know, we should. It's different, real quick, but like I think it's really interesting to talk about like celebrities that like have a really big thing for games. That's something we should like.
Yeah, like Post Malone and Apex.
Oh, dude, he's he's crazy. Bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I get
the
you,
amount of
man.
money this guy spends on Apex is insane.
Do you know who? Okay, this will trip you out. This is a deep cut. You know who plays Fortnite?
Who?
And like Twitches and streams and all that? Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
No way.
Yeah, he takes his kid to school and then he comes home and then he opens the stream
Fucking, that's sick.
and he
bro.
plays Fortnite. So
That's
like he's a
sick.
big gamer. No, dude, there is a lot of good celebrities who do that.
That's
I
like
forgot
Vin
what
Diesel.
celebrities plays the Sims.
Vin Diesel plays D&D heavy.
D&D. Jesus. Wait, so Vin Diesel is a heavy D&D player?
Dude, he's a heavy and he got literally majority of the cast from Fast and Furious to play. Paul Walker was playing.
Dude,
Like-
okay. This is going off topic again. But
Yeah.
Maybe I don't hate Vin Diesel as a person, but I hate him as like an existence.
like as an actor.
I more than an actor, less than a person. Because maybe he's cool, but I don't know. But that's very off topic.
Yeah.
Back to The
this.
Sims. Let's go over some. I feel like The Sims 1 to The Sims 2 was such a big whoa. That was actually pretty cool.
Oh, like game changing?
Yeah, that was
Graphically
game
or
changing.
what?
Not graphically, but the introduction of like actually moving around. It was like more freely. Like The
Yeah.
Sims has just gotten better over the years. But what would you give The Sims busting out?
As a rating?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's a little biased because it's my first Sims and it's the childhood like game that we grew up on. So I feel like I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
Okay.
Maybe
Nice.
a 9, just because I don't remember it, but I just remember like playing it a lot with you and like having a good time. I'll give it a 9 just because it has split screen.
Yeah, I'll
Sims
give
has
it a
split
9
screen.
too, because you know what? I love a Sims game that has split screen because I think that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And it was just fun to play, man. Like,
Yeah, especially for a game like older.
yeah, look
than,
at
like,
explore 16 new locations, bro. I can't wait to pop this in, bro. From 2003.
we gotta get a PS2 now.
This game is old enough to drink. This game is 21.
There
That
we
is
go.
scary.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, little game. I'll give
you
it
could
a
drive too, no? Or like with the loading screens, or like you driving in your car.
Yes, yeah. See, that's the loading screen. Is that you would
And
get
your
in your
moped
car and then
too.
you just go to the other side of town, and
Yeah.
then sometimes when your game wouldn't load up right, you're just driving forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what would you give Sims 3?
Sims 3.
Because Sims 3 was a game changer when it came to console. Because we were still
Yeah.
young.
So here's the thing with Sims 3, right? I feel like Sims 3 was peak, but console didn't get a lot of the DLCs
That's actually 100%
that
true.
PC got. So I feel like Sims 3 is up here, but because I didn't get to play the PC version, I can't really like
Yeah,
debate on
because
that.
you didn't get to spend
Yeah.
$995 on it. You feel like you feel like you missed out.
I missed out, but I feel like it had really good DLCs because I don't really know too much about like the older DLCs for The Sims.
Alex, doing the math real quick. The amount of money you spent on The Sims 4 is literally equivalent to $100 subscription a year. So you've given that game on average $100 a year.
Okay. Is that including the base game or is that just DLC?
That's not including the base game.
So then I.
So this guy.
It's a Honda Civic.
So yeah, it's a Honda. This guy spent $60 to play the game. And then from that moment forward, he spent $100 for the next 9 years to continue to play the game. And he doesn't want to rank Sims 3 higher because he felt like he missed out because he didn't have the money at the time. That's wild.
I'll rank it higher because of the DLCs that it came out with.
Okay.
The medieval time.
The medieval time for
the
3?
For The Sims 3.
But was that on PC though?
It was on PC. But I watched a lot of YouTubers play
that.
Like the medieval, and then I think Sims 3 had the supernatural DLC, which included werewolves, vampires, and witches. Instead of the Sims 4 having its own vampire, its own werewolf, and its own like wizard world. Did you know that the Sims 3 has zombies?
No, I did not know the Sims 3.
Yeah, I was watching a homie play. He was live streaming it on Discord, and there was just random zombies outside of his house.
Mod or no mod?
No mod.
No.
It was. I guess it was a DLC that like. It was like you got infected and you acted like a zombie.
Oh, okay.
Almost like how you could become a plant in Sims 4. Like a plant person.
What?
Huh?
Oh,
wait, what?
This one just blew my mind. What? You could become a plant person?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
I think if you like dabbled a lot into like the gardening and like there were certain trees. Like did you know about the tree stump that had like the different like gems in it or the eggs that you could go inside?
No. Wow. Well, I mean, this goes to show. I did look at his computer earlier. How many hours did you have of The Sims?
Honestly, for 9 years, I don't think it's enough.
Okay. Well, yeah. On his computer, it says 700. Just to round it
like
up.
754.
On
hours.
my on my PlayStation, it says like 300. So I mean, he has double
450 more hours. I think
he has like double the hours, and he's spent at least like 3 times more than I have, bro.
But yeah,
but you know, I'm not gonna lie, I've spent a good amount.
You don't go to the create a sim when you're creating a character and like it shows you like the species that you could be.
Dude, you know what? Maybe I need to go home and play The Sims 4, dude.
Yeah, dude, you need to get back on it.
Yeah, here's a question. With all these, you're a man of the DLCs, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you make new save files for certain DLCs, or do you just all play it in one big game? Because that was always my major dilemma, is like I try to overextend like my one sim family to do everything, and it just feels too oversaturated.
Yeah. So with that, I like living in the same world just because I like seeing like my other progressed sims walking, like if I'm working, like for an example, the DLC ranch living where you could have a farm with like horses and cows and shit like that. I'll randomly see like one of the characters that I created like during the vampire DLC like just like fucking run around. I'm just like, oh, that's cool because it's like that was an old character.
That's Jeffrey.
That's Jeffrey. He's running around. But no, every time a new DLC comes out, I make a new character in the same world.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
when a new DLC comes out, I'll make a new character, and I will specifically just have them target that whole DLC, and then just play it out in that same world. Cause like what's cool about The Sims 4 is that like you could have a max capacity of Sims, or you could have an unlimited. I think it's like 200 to unlimited.
Yeah.
And I always go for like the unlimited part, even though I don't have anywhere near 200.
Yeah, exactly.
But
create the whole city.
Yeah, I go for that, and then so I always create new characters, and I always throw them in there. Like in the desert area, I have Walter White and his whole family.
No, I remember that. I came over one time, and you were like, "Yeah, create your character." So I created my character, and you made me move in with Tupac.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He died.
It was me.
He died.
Bless up. I remember. Yeah, it was me and Tupac living there. Oh, and looky, we have a sim.
we have a sim, a special guest.
What's your name?
I can.
Huh?
What's your name?
I can.
Anakin.
Anakin.
He's learning to
So,
say his name.
this guy Alex decided that he wanted to take playing Sims to the next level, so he just decided to go ahead and populate with some Sims himself.
Yeah. What was the question? It was about you were living with Tupac in my world.
Yeah, we're living in Tupac. We we paid our respects to Tupac, and then Noah here had to pay his respects to Tupac too
Yeah.
by showing up.
I think well, speaking of the DLCs, then do you have a favorite DLC from The Sims 4 currently?
Currently, I have a couple that I wish I dove into. I think I really am gonna dive back in and play a little more. One of the DLCs that I liked, that I feel I was like, dude, I think just the pets.
Just
Obviously,
the pets?
yeah. I know it sounds basic, but I mean the pets made it feel a difference, because then, it was sad. I loaded it up and my childhood dog was in it, and I was like, damn, that hurts. But yeah, just one of those.
Yeah, I think out of all the DLCs that I have, there are definitely some that I would say skip over, because I know my sister has The Sims 4, and she always asks me like, what's the best like DLCs to get, because obviously she's not gonna buy all of them. So,
Yeah, she's sane. She's not insane.
So I definitely do recommend DLCs over others, like especially like the spa DLC. Don't. Just don't. I feel like it's a waste unless it's on sale. Then get it to like get the like little traits.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, the cosmetics or like the traits, because some DLCs, or actually all of them, come with like like specific traits. So it's like, whether if you want that trait or not, you're gonna have to drop a 40 or a 20
or 995. All right. So before we go, we're giving this one a 9. Sims 3. What do you give Sims 3?
Sims 3. I don't know. 8.5?
8.5.
No, I'll probably give it an 8. I give it an 8 because I didn't play DLCs. I didn't have the opportunity, and like.
And then what do you give 4?
I think 4 is like. I don't want to say 10 because they have been like, sometimes they slack on DLCs. They have missed opportunities, but because it is the one that I play the most and I have more like experience on, I would give it a 9, just because it's the newest one. It looks good. It feels the newest one. It feels good. They implemented the thought process, so like the Sims could have like, they think for themselves. They change their moodlets for themselves. But yeah, what would you say Sims 4 is?
Sims 4, I would say Sims 3. I think I would honestly the same. Sims 3 8.5.
Yeah.
Sims busting out 9, and then Sims 4 another 8.
Yeah.
Another 8. But I feel like I'm gonna dive into it more. I think what's crazy to really think about is how The Sims 4 and GTA 5 have been around for like borderline 10 years.
They came out around the same time, no?
Yeah, year apart from each other. So
yeah, Sims 4 was like 14.
Yeah, and so GTA is hitting its 11th year in life.
Jesus, bro.
And The Sims is gonna hit its 10th year this year.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And you know what? They're doing it right, because they're still busting out content and they're still making money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, not like some games out here.
Yeah.
But
what more can you say?
Yeah, I think. Oh, and then I was gonna mention real quick too, the Sims Herbs is one hell of a game.
The Sims Herbs, it was weird beard.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very 90s feel.
Yeah,
like 90s DJ. Like the story progression was like you had to become this big famous like person.
It was so weird. It
was
was
on the
like
DS?
a video game. It was for PlayStation 2, GameCube, DS. It was the second Sims games to not be released on Microsoft Windows after a planned PC port and sequel were both canceled due to mediocre sales. This was a Sims game that we got and PC did not get.
Yeah.
Yeah, which will bring us to next week, PC versus console.
Oh yeah. Wait, did Sims Cast Away do good?
Oh my
I
god!
feel like we're not going over a bunch of Sims,
Forgot
bro.
about the Sims Cast Away.
Sims Cast Away was a crazy game.
You know what was crazy about it? Oh, okay. You know what? One of my favorite Sims 4 ones is actually not even a big expansion pass, but it's where you can go vacation to that random area and you can go through the temples.
Oh, you know what? I'd never done that DLC.
That was the first. Okay, that was like one of those first DLCs where I was like, this usually isn't for me.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and I like dove into it, and I actually had fun.
You know what? The Sims Cast Away. That game was good. I liked it.
I want to read.
It was hard. It was so hard, dude. For some reason, it was hard.
I want them to remake.
Oh,
it.
it's an expansion for Sims 2?
It was the third console spin-off.
Oh.
Of the Sims 2.
Oh, the Sims 2,
yeah.
yeah.
So and it was for the Wii, the DS, the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation.
That one
Portable.
was third person.
And it was also it was also available on mobile, such as the Nokia.
All right.
Yeah. Whoa, my bad.
My bad, dude. Yeah, I think Sims Castaway was good, but it was also really hard.
Takes 6.5 hours to beat it. 22 hours for completionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really hard.
Because like you couldn't get a job, so the only way to build things was to like gather thatch or like berries and stuff like that. But
it was a wild game. But yeah, so that was just a small appreciation for The Sims. Some games we had to talk about and go over. Catch you guys. Have a good
later.
one.
Say bye.
Bye.